con Disco Elysium. Ayer conseguí recuperar la pistola y hoy ya, siendo estas horas, pues voy a llevar a los personajes a dormir para mañana continuar con las misiones. Mañana en el juego.
It's getting cold, this late in the night.
Good night, officer.
On the table, you see a bowl of water. The water reflects the beardless neck. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy. The bed is comforting. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the...
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone? Because you know you are a murderer.
Hear that? Iceman 1 is much, much worse than that.
We're trying to...
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant.
of hell.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you.
The last thought... An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face.
Voy a
You're still
intentarlo.
not
Seguramente
accustomed
va a salir que no, pero...
to it. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Estaba claro.
Yes?
No response. He just...
Have you tried
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice.
Not a fan. Try work. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema.
The man ponders his cooking utensils, and the man says a couple of sentences in...
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy.
Vodka borscht!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder. He smiles, nodding vigorously. Then pause half of the mention of mania. Their friends. He smiles and nods enthusiastically and chattering away in his language.
Hey, was there something you needed?
It's you again. What is it? What's that, copper?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you?
Yeah. We'll send someone. God.
Hey, wasn't Everard's beat team looking for her the other day? They said something about...
Yeah, I think you're right.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun.
No? Well, whatever then.
No. They totally said what it was.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with? Auntie LaPlante, we always call her.
Marianne, amigo. Fuck you, pig.
Easy, Al. Don't let him get to you.
Don't disrespect Miss LaPlante, copper. Wows? Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets...
The children kept her together.
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, she... Shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig? No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day. Dunno. She lives by...
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, Peter. It's not...
Station 41. A man carries a crate.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill.
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on the streets.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft dip.
This is...
Motor carriage. Well, nothing.
No, I'm afraid not. Yes, sorry.
He says it with very badly conceived.
The Caprice motor...
But this is different.
You're right. Really? Well...
In the cabin, you see as the white suede feels like as you tap on the...
There's no use pressing the...
Translation. Alternative translation.
This is Precinct 57. How may I? It will take just a moment.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh,
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
with all the damage you've been dealing yourself with.
There is no surprise.
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium.
So it's political. The money is...
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic.
It's not fucking cryo-acta-latte. It's super glue, Doc.
And you survived it.
Sort of.
Even better.
Accept it.
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me. Oh, spare me the sad, drunken blubbering. Look, pal, getting pumped and dumped is not a disease. People live through it all the time. You must have me confused.
One needs tending to right now. You hear someone whine.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set. Shelves filled to the brim.
Oh, you're a...
Shelves full of Bibles. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes suddenly a particularly odd title. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between next to Irv's life story. You see it next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free.
She understands she has aired.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, amidst the various books. The point of the book, and it serves platitudes, wholeness, unity. When it's up to your mind, it's your own fault. The book features chapters. There's even a chapter on the ancient Serai. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? The throbbing in your head, suddenly, as if out of nowhere. The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and for example, it recommends vigorously swatting. Even better if you can find someone. It is supposedly invigorating and good. It also recommends consuming distilled spirit, among other benefits. It is alleged to restore a damp for general health and well-being. Readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the path. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body. This is exactly what you... I don't know. There's an entire section devoted. You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
Indeed. Something... Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for.
Esto lo necesitaba para continuar hablando con la chica informática, la palidez. Que me acuerdo yo.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And what... God.
Part of hers too, clearly.
She can, if she has...
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff. This is a person coming.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite... There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around the...
My husband is completely different, of course.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more in... It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jump. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. He made the initial investment. Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
Exactly. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. I assure you, I have all...
The woman looks aloof.
Goodness, you were already doing good. Brad, everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the
Truth be told, not really. But you don't learn about the important things in life from I provide a valuable... The truth is available.
She smiles and nods. Medicinal purposes. Flipping through the book, you find enough. You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, readers will find assembled here the timeless wisdom relied upon by generations of traditional zeolite medicine practitioners. Finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing you. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of there are a number of zeolite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks. What you're describing is booze. There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. First, you need to choose. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? The ginger and aloe vera make this poultice ideal for the treatment. Be that as it may, it might. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? The ginger root will help with the nausea, and the birch bark tea will help you flush out the toxins. The ginseng should give you more energy, as a nice bonus. From the pearl, of course, or perhaps from some enterprising entrepreneur, where you would find one of those, though. The book does not say. Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? The ginger root will help with the nausea, and the birch bark tea will help you flush out the toxins. The ginseng should give you more energy. As a you close the book and find your.
Yes, what is it?
Todavía dice que la desconozco. Imagino que es porque tengo que conseguir la receta adecuada del libro.
Oh,
Medicinal purposes of the pill. The cover of this heavy tome. Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you need to combine the base ingredient. Lastly, is there anything else you've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the pharmacopoeia, if only you could find one of these right now. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an lastly, is there anything else you'd like to? You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy. If only you could find one of these right. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? You've created a delicious tincture of if only you could. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you need to combine the base. Lastly, is there any? You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey. If only you could. Would you like to try again? Very well. First, choose a base. Next, you need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? You've created a delicious If only you could. Would you like to try again? You closed the book.
Parecía que parece que se ha bugueado.
Has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened.
Yes?
Medicinal purposes of very well. Next, you need to combine the basic. Lastly, is you've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. If only you could find one of. Would you like to try again? You closed the book.
is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half hour.
Hell yeah. No, we must run around.
I could use a breather. It's been another...
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have it.
You stop mid-step and
That bottle, Bratan! Just look!
in this drunk's hand. It's hard to know what exactly you're
This isn't even about that! This is about so much more than regular alcohol!
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring crime fiction. These books greatly overstate. Furthermore, what's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon them. You see, Dick Mullen on the job. A killing is declared. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And after all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick, a worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean...
Shelves full of books. Browsing through all the books with all suddenly a particularly odd title, High Speed Love Chronicles. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim next to that, Revacholian radio personality.
I really...
She understands she is...
I'm sorry, I did not mean...
This bookstore is not strictly about crime. Amidst the point of the book, and it serves platitudes, wholeness, unity. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that it's your own various paradigms.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now.
You just can't win out of the rain.
Math. It's really difficult. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wear. Right, I have to get back.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. Maybe 100? Man, those snow crabs are not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with... She's laughing at him. Between the throne and the hill, especially those the display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
Oh yes, sir. It is a bestseller for a reason.
The cover of this tattered paperback. Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands. In bold red letters, the title, Heimdall Man, the man from Heimdall, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies spread in supplication, her privates strategically covered by her flowing black hair. These images speak to something. The story opens in media res. The man from Heimdall and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient. By nightfall, only the man from Heimdall and his 9 Tiribald. The writer has never held a sword in them, and with deadly finesse, His twin blades scissor the necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them and the two Northmen. A few chapters later, the man from Heimdall and Tyribald are in a completely different... The Northmen find themselves in the man from Heimdall extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies living exiled. What do you mean? Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest. Because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Heimdall. Because his noble cutlet. What do you mean? Is that all? He is the man from... You skip past a section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as, in the center of the great hall, stands a blood altar on which a pair of Nectera are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers the Nectera forbidden magic. As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nectera's attention to a pair of cloaked figures standing in the doorway. This is what you came for, isn't it? A climatic bloodletting, where men are reduced to muscle and swiftly the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheathe glimmering northern steel. In an instant, the Nectera, when the din of battle settles, only the man he probably is, but you can't be. Considering the sheer amount of different Heimdallaman, the man from Heimdall, the back blurb reads, his latest below. The edges of the page, the jacket copy, proclaims, he is ambushed by... You open the book to a random page. Man from Heimdall, wielding his two Zweihander, his arms whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield. You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in 38. Berserker rage burns in his... Man from Heimdall rides the steel muscles of man from Heimdall. A passage reads, thine spells are no match for... I have grand plans for you, man from Heimdall. She gestures her diab in the final pages. To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Heimdall and the three are...
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance. Of course. Of course.
Don't tell her you've met everyone.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead.
6 kilometers southwest in the valley. To his left, his partner, Emil. Yes, he lost his we always did.
You? You're an officer of the Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto...
Yes, we are the Revachol citizens. We are.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM's responsibilities are...
All three are good to know when we are at policing.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the post-revolutionary decade was a disaster. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM...
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. Revacholians get to keep the peace in her...
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the nothing more nor less...
Yes, we...
Yes, that me... Permit me to... And if those authorities drink, glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
This window is
Looks like it, yes.
You know which window it's not? Yes, that one. Cold.
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Yes, miss. I hope you don't mind.
Pinorania.
This means his race was succeed.
Yes.
Did that bring...
No.
Sex, speed, probably also sildenafil.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you. I have bad news. You know these guys? Who? Me. Yes, you. You too. Me? What? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to believe it. There's no way of knowing. All bullshit, man. Especially that guy. No fucking way, man. Really? Glory, truth, softness. I take it back. He's got it pretty. She likes you, how it always does. There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are. No. It's better to know you're being played. I think it's safe to assume. Yes. Mr. No. No. Not an idiot. You can't draw a sound. She may want to control the information rollout. See? Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got the silence broken.
God, no. Not my favorite topic, but okay. Pretty much.
Warm. She must be very cold.
I'm 89% sure. You know how it is.
Do you? There are numerous...
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here. I'm sure there is one person in the world who does. I mean, there are so many people. But, oh yes.
A bitter crick. He takes a small step.
You called us. DRC.
Yes. I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone.
Reporting crimes is confidential.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline with nail clippers. And I diverted...
Which landline?
The one downstairs.
That's some clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines.
Thanks. I don't know, sir.
Thank you for making the call, miss.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. He had...
And his role in this...
I think he was in a secure...
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
They're frequent overdrink. A little.
Like you partied with...
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this. But have you had a physical...
I have.
She sips. Could that have been part of the Don't be tactful. She doesn't care.
We partied. A lot of...
From Titus. About her and Titus's...
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little. Oh,
What did you do?
We drank, sir.
What else?
Stimulants. A little.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs.
She appears aloof, but with longing.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that. How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Yes, miss. I hope you don't mind.
Why do you ask?
Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanation.
I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer. He had...
No, it doesn't. That's a strange thing to suggest. The lady...
Why do...
Just have her answer the question.
Wow. Maybe you're interpreting them...
No, it doesn't change. That's a strange thing to suggest. The lady is as fair and just.
All right.
Coolly. Great. You clearly see footprints.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here.
Large prints. One person has been here.
Between that and that. No. These little...
Everything around. All these mesmerizing machines. Feels like it might jump back to life.
Some kind of inane pinball
The Lieutenant grimaces.
You can't...
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't...
No, I love it. No.
It's strange that you...
Us?
Stop.
Seoul is an extreme... But even I know that they don't play... No. They are not...
It's you again. What is it?
Starting from the sitting on his across, a symmetric bird, and then the emblem on his vest says, in the far corner, standard working boot on his neck, size 41. In the middle, awful smell. In conclusion, exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella? Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time. It's you again. What is it? you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated? Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter. Just remember, it's about more outside in the... Huh? He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Goddamn right. Don't. Fuck you.
There we go. Don't come to the wild north if you are not white.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just couldn't...
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to. Steel him yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him.
Shut up, Angus.
Fatty! Say one more thing to...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo.
Does he? His closed, the room falls quiet. So quiet.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler?
I left it home. I can't get it.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. They can't show up on police radar, kind. They're powerful, connected to the Moore Lantern. She's clearly afraid for her life.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and loot. Me too.
He nods.
You hang the corpse to cover up the real bosom.
We're not sure. Probably a bullet.
The coroner and his assistant are wrapped in blue. Hands covered in blue gloves.
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea.
He doesn't think she did.
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on.
That's okay with the fat man still wheezing there.
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc is dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. That Tibbs patched the window.
The lieutenant gives a
Yeah. He's my brother.
Right now, he's grateful.
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside. But I'm thinking someone's past caught.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Clausia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for...
I like that.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine.
He's calmed down. Through all that turn...
In a manner of speaking, we had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it. Fella, you think too much.
A little too far there, but you're...
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her. We're Hardy Boys. And that's it. Nope. You're not getting to her. You do that, Hey, cop. Before you go...
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside.
She... Klausya came to Martinez to hide. Many of them.
Still, after all this...
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are...
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting.
If you knew we would find out eventually.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help.
Is she implying the Hardy boys are the law?
I know that. But the people are...
I am not. There is more here.
You're right. You answer to the coalition government.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water the Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and...
You share a database with them. You send people just business. But bad business for some people in the...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questions. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This...
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal.
What exactly did...
Industrial espionage with a bigger company. The kind you really...
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was loosed in county safety.
But she really...
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. Sure, I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. A lot of people got hurt.
That can wait. Look into her eye.
One of them killed themselves because of me. How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it? There you have it. The way...
Around her, a drop in the atmospheric pressure. She's already in prison here.
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking...
A great pain moved.
I knew he was dead. Before...
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream. Then I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would...
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
So am I.
She throws it away.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would have...
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room down. He was still on the floor. Slouched. I couldn't...
Run, woman. Run past them. And she pulls on the cigarette.
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the... Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Ruby.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like...
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is in trouble.
Would you say she is the 8th?
Why not? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body...
To mislead you. They were...
To produce lividity.
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely. And it took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with... Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
When he was shot? I may have.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance.
What? He wouldn't have died if...
All kinds of crazy. Could have been a Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Like what? That's the first thing that went through my head when I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me, so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened...
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll... Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was made...
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
Oh God. That was a lie too. Don't be paranoid, man. It's up.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's...
You should have another look at that window after this. Yes, you see the glass. She nods. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into...
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Who? What? She probably didn't give you her real name either. What? Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this. See?
I did. What is... There was an older woman on the other end.
That is the... Anyone could know that.
What time did you make the...
Thursday night. It was late.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too. I know...
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. It's Katarzyna Lazie.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours.
I am. They can never take...
Yes, they can. For
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say
Falsified document.
passport and visa. Given to me by my employer.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't...
She fears an arrest right here.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
There may be grounds here. At least for an extent.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you.
But I haven't done anything.
Failure to fucking mind. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Fragile.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help.
She's silent for a second, as if gearing up for this bit.
Ruby. You said there was a secret route there, right? She could have come up through there.
Then slipped back downstairs with...
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof. She would have seen us. My bed is right next to...
You mean to suggest she made it?
No. No. Why would she do that to herself?
She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of things from there. Don't let your imagination run wild.
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty friendly.
What she's saying is...
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there were...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically interested?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know?
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as...
That is a little strange. People don't usually keep things together under stress like that.
She came over one night, and she's a pro.
Some of that fear, what are you talking about? She's afraid. Okay, arrest the... Why? She told us some pretty... Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was...
Thank you.
Something tells you, you will. She nods.
Okay.
She's slow. You are. This is not the end of this. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it.
Bueno, voy a salvar antes porque es jugármela un poco. Porque no sé exactamente cómo se puede seguir con la misión si fallo está tirado. Pero bueno.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the death golden light melts away into the blue, like the witness said. The man is kneeling. The woman is on her back. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions ending him from the roof outside. Location A prime. The glass fractures. The man does not know the bullet has. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into there could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind, 72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the none that you found thus far. But that's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the B prime for boardwalk, 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. 1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly 1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin, beyond the docks somewhere, on an island. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is...
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a... Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nest if we go down the coast. It would be the diligent thing to...
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the...
How many times?
Yeah, fuck off! Sounds like you're making her a suspect, and Ruby's one of us. We're not...
And fuck you too, Mor...
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you...
That's nothing. That's just legalese.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
It's you again.
Por si acaso,
What is it?
porque hay habilidades que ya no puedo subir de nivel. Pero vamos, esta yo creo que va a salir.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by...
Because she was here,
all. He's cobbling together shit so he can put.
She was here all night?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. Jeff.
That's probably for...
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her.
How?
East Delta Pinball Arcade.
Okay, but...
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him.
That's quite the theory. We need to...
I'm on it, boss. Right with...
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift.
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or firmly doesn't go well, but a route does not put that...
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape...
Now what the hell? Oh, he's trying to woo us with cop science.
Yeah, but the mambo jambo, he's saying. Go.
It does?
Yes.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
Titus doesn't reply. Probably.
God damn. That's just about your...
You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roid heads in the gym.
He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? Of course not. And Ruby didn't use your luck.
Stop thinking about your lost gun.
This was merely a thought exercise.
That looks antique.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but...
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay. I see your point. There are guns lying around.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops. I don't know, cop. Why don't you find your...
Easy now, Al.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby...
Phase 3. Mode the big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition. You know, women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need...
Not so useful. And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort?
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan.
Time for a logics demonstration.
You thin.
It's a thought exercise, Titus. Think. You kill him. Get it
alone. I don't.
If she used us, but she didn't. She would never.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And...
Yeah. Like what? A thing?
Yeah, but... They're both
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She lacked class here.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a fag too?
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's teeth.
I did. I knew she didn't fuck you. Cause you're 40 and you...
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. Figures. And that's okay. Some are queer.
And then, boss, use us to cover it up?
If it's true. But...
There's no fucking leading.
Man, now he's just throwing shit against the wall to...
Okay. We ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion.
There's a bit of truth in there for Titus to react so brashly. He does not like his...
You had expressed on occasion.
Whack someone and...
Silence. The old man, a very small... This is the only option.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. I don't know where she went. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she...
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was... I told you. You, as in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
Sure. You know, when I first saw you limping, she said you have a funny taste in clothes. Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock. That fucking hell. That open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did.
It's not an act. Silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips.
Scared. You should be.
She's not far. We know that much.
Good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, Al.
She's not really a hardy candidate.
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. Sure, there's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now?
She said she's building...
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's...
This guy barely understands.
There you have it.
It feels like you'll get to know.
It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material. No,